So let me tell you about a patient I will call Margaret. She was 58-year-old, sharp as tack, ran her own business, raised three children, and she sat across from me in my clinic one afternoon with tears in her eyes. Her mother had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and the first thing she said to me was, "Doctor, it's already decided for me, isn't it? It runs in my family. There's nothing I can do." And I see this almost every week. People walk into my office completely convinced that dementia is simply fate. That's if it's in your gene and it's coming for you, and no amount of healthy living makes a difference. And I want to look you straight in the eye today and tell you that is one of the most dangerous myths in medicine. Because here is what the science actually says. While we cannot yet guarantee the prevention of dementia, research has now confirmed that up to 4 in 10 cases of dementia could potentially be prevented by modifying the lifestyle risk factors that are fully within your control. And that's not a small number. That's nearly half of all dementia cases. So today I'm going to walk you through the daily habits, the ones that I personally counsel my patients on, that gives your brain the best possible fighting chance. So stay with me because some of these will genuinely surprise you. Let me quickly explain what we are dealing with because I found that when patients understand the why, they're far more motivated to act. Dementia is not a single disease, it's an umbrella term for a group of symptoms affecting the memory, thinking, and social ability severely enough to interfere with daily life. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form, followed by the vascular dementia. And here is the critical point I want you to hold on to. Many of the risk factors for dementia are the same risk factors for heart disease and stroke. High blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, smoking, physical inactivity. What's bad for the heart is also bad for the brain. And what protects the heart also protects the brain too. I will always tell my patient, think of the brain as the most expensive house you will ever own. Your daily habits are either the maintenance crew or the wrecking ball. Now let's get into the habits. Number one, move your body every single day. The number one habit I prescribe, and yes, I use the word prescribe, is regular physical activity. I had a 65-year-old retired teacher, Mr. Adeyemi, who told me he had not exercised since university. He assumed it was too late to start. We got him walking briskly for just 30 minutes and 5 times in a week. Within 6 months, his blood pressure dropped, he lost weight, his cognitive assessment, his scores has measurably improved. Here is what the science tells us. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity per week. That's brisk walking, cycling, and dancing, even a lively game of tennis. Add strengthening exercise, gardening, yoga, resistance bands, at least twice a week. But here is the habit most people overlook. Sit less. Prolonged sitting is now being linked independently to cognitive decline. So take the staircase, stand up during phone calls, walk to a colleague desk instead of sending an email. These micro movements across your day add up to something significant for your brain over time. Then number two, control what goes into your body. Blood pressure, blood sugar, and body weight. These three are deeply connected that I address them together with my patients. Hypertension, high blood pressure, is arguably the most controllable major risk factor for dementia. It damages the tiny blood vessels in your brain silently over the years before you feel a single symptom. This is why I call it the quiet thief. Check your blood pressure regularly. If it's elevated, work with your doctor on medications and lifestyle changes because controlling it genuinely reduces your dementia risk. High blood pressure and high blood sugar and type 2 diabetes also accelerate brain aging. The practical habit here is to eat a balanced diet, focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and healthy fat like olive oil. Limit ultra-processed foods, saturated fats, excess sugars, and salt. Think of the Mediterranean style of eating. This pattern has some of the strongest evidence for brain protection. And wait, even losing 5 to 10% of excess body weight can meaningfully reduce your risk. I always frame it this way for my patients. You do not need to look like an athlete. You need to be metabolically healthy. There is a big difference. Limit alcohol to no more than 14 units per week, spread over several days, and please quit smoking if you haven't already. Smoking narrows your arteries, it raises your blood pressure, and accelerates cognitive decline. It's never too late to stop. But before I continue, if you are finding this valuable, this is the exact kind of evidence-based, clinically grounded content I share on this channel every week. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a video. Now back to the brain health. The next habits are the one most people completely underestimate. Then number 3, train your brain like a muscle. Train your brain like a muscle. Your brain is not a fixed organ, it is plastic, meaning it can grow new connections, it can adapt, and it can strengthen right into old age. This concept is called neuroplasticity, and it is one of the most empowering things I share with my patients. Staying mentally active is a genuine protective habit. Read books, learn a new language, pick up a musical instrument, and play chess. Do puzzle, take an online course, volunteer in your community. I often tell my patients, every new skill you learn is like building a new road in your brain. The more roads you build, the more detour your brain has if one part gets damaged. That is what we call cognitive reserve. And people with higher cognitive reserve show greater resilience against dementia, even when brain changes are present. Then number 4, your social life is brain medicine. This one surprises people every time I say it in clinic. Loneliness and social isolation are independent risk factors for dementia, not just emotionally difficult, but biologically harmful to your brain. Study shows that people who are chronically lonely have a higher level of cortisol, the stress hormone, which over time has a toxic effect on brain tissue. So stay connected is not luxury, it's a medical recommendation. Call your friends, join a club, attend community events. If you are a caregiver for a loved one with dementia, please do not neglect your own social connections in the process. Then number 5, sleep is non-negotiable. I cannot stress this enough. Sleep is when your brain cleans itself. There is a system in the brain called glymphatic system, essentially the brain's waste disposal mechanism, that becomes highly active during deep sleep. It flushes out toxic proteins, including amyloid beta, which is directly associated with Alzheimer's disease. Poor sleep means poor waste clearance. Over years and decades, that accumulations matters. So aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night. If you snore heavily, wake frequently, or feel exhausted despite sleeping, speak to your doctor about sleep apnea. It's more common than people realize, and it is treatable. And here is the additional insight I want to leave you with today. One that even many healthcare professionals underemphasize. Untreating hearing loss is one of the single largest modifiable risk factor for dementia. A landmark studies published in the Lancet identify hearing loss as contributing more to dementia risk than almost any other modifiable risk factor across the lifespan. Why? Because when your brain is constantly straining to process incomplete sound, it diverts cognitive resources away from memory and thinking. Social withdrawal follows hearing loss, and as we discussed, isolation accelerates cognitive decline. So the pro tip here is for you to get your hearing tested. If you need a hearing aid, use it. Do not let vanity or denial rob your brain of decades of healthy function. I've seen patients whose cognitive assessment improved noticeably within months of being properly fitted with hearing aids. It is one of the most underrated intervention in dementia prevention. Let me bring you back to Margaret. After our discussion that day, she left my clinic not with fear, but with a plan. She started working every morning. She cleaned up her diet. She joined a book club. She got her blood pressure checked. She called her sister more often. Then 2 years later, she sits in front of me smiling. She cannot control her genes, neither can you, neither can I. But she has taken ownership of everything she can control, and that in medicine is everything. Dementia is not inevitable. Your daily habits are your most powerful prescription. If this video helped you, please share it with someone, your loved one, because this information could genuinely change the trajectory of their health. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.